Um, but if you're gonna set up your own trust and you're gonna get your EINs, follow the script that's in the portal. You need a an EIN for your family trust. You need an EIN for your grantor trust, which is your 98 number, and you need a personal trust. Those are the three things. If you're gonna be adding, ecclesiastical church involved, you got to get a church EIN. A church is just a church EIN. It is not a church trust. Okay, some of y'all guys are mixing and matching those names. Church EIN, temple, mosque, those are separate from a trust. So when you going in and you getting an EIN and for a church, you check off church. Okay. If you're going in and you're getting an EIN for a trust, you check off trust. All right. But the example that's in the portal, I think is for a trust. And then I did a video just clearly outlining what to do. The video's in there. It seems that it's like, I don't know, people get stuck on that. They get confused. What else? Upcoming webinar, just the webinar I'm doing on the passport is basically about getting your passport if you have IRS debt. Also the child support. It works the same way for child support. So I didn't put that in the when I sent out an email, but it's for both, actually. So that's going to be on the Wednesday, the 20. Hang on. When did I say the 31st?
I thought that was the 31st.
31st. Wednesday the 31st. So get on it. People have already set up. Whoever wants to get on it. It's for, if you know people that need that's not even part of this group, you might want to direct them to this. People who are applying for passport, it's taking longer than usual to get a passport. So they're talking about like almost 3 months out to get a passport. 11 weeks, like 8 weeks for expedited. So this is that time of the year people are traveling. So then because of COVID, they're a little backed up because people didn't go for their passport during that time. And I think that's all I had to share as far as like announcements. That's it. So we'll just go straight to the floor and ask people with questions.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah, and make sure the questions are relevant to what I teach. I do not want to about somebody else's teaching.
I know.
What I think about it. I care less about what other people are teaching.
Yeah, I got you covered. I got you covered on that. I know. A while back, you was saying something about you had a process. Okay, I'm an American national. So when I apply for my passport, it's going to be American national. But you, my wife, is from the Philippines. A while back, you said you had a method where I think you did something for somebody in Puerto Rico, Haiti, or somewhere, that his wife, you had first, they got it as a U.S. citizen, then they changed it, switched it to a national. Is that right?
Has your wife naturalized in?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the same process as what you did. Only thing on your paperwork, you're just going to say her country where she's originally from. Where's your wife from?
The Philippines.
So she's Philippine, American national.
Okay.
So that only thing you changing on is the affidavit, how it's worded. Okay. You're going to add Philippine to whatever, like yours, but you're just going to add Philippine to that.
Yeah, I just want to give you a heads up. We're going to be having quite a few consultations with you because since I got sick, I got behind on a lot of stuff. So I'm going to give you a heads up. We're going to be having several consultations with you.
Okay, cool. Yeah. It's no different than how I teach it when it's someone from another country. Actually, like I said before, people from other countries tend to have I've never had anybody rejected in this process who came from another country and they naturalized.
Okay.
Most countries, like she probably could be a dual citizen, right?
I think so.
So why don't you have her go get her passport from her country?
Well, see, that's the I'm glad you brought that up because she already have her passport, but the place they used to send people over like every 3-4 months here so she could get it here. But it's in San Francisco now, and for some reason, I don't know what the deal is. They're not doing passports anymore for the Filipino people. I
You
don't know
can't
what's.
go to like the embassy or something.
I have to check with that, but yeah, she knows the place in San Francisco where she send it in, send the old one in, and then send the new
So I
one
would
back.
have
I
do
think the
that.
co- I
Get
think
it.
the
I would get a one of the regular passport for her. I would just have her use that all everywhere she go, and then you have her open up all your bank accounts.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, but I think something happened with since they had the COVID. For some of these companies didn't open back up yet. So we'll check.
So
We'll check on the embassy.
places that she can get it, like New York. I mean, I know that's a far stretch for me. You in Washington,
Right.
but it might be worth the travel to
Okay.
get it done.
Okay.
Because the advantages of her using her passport, she never would have to use her social
Right.
at all because she's showing a foreign passport. So she could open up bank accounts all over the place without a social.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Right. Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. That was a good question. Um, who's next? Y'all could raise your hand so I could see you, or Teresa.
All right, thank you. How y'all doing?
Good.
So, I think I got like 4 questions for you. Can you hear me well?
Okay, go ahead, run them off, spit them
No.
out. When you have problems, and they could be extreme, that is a great opportunity for you to really practice transcending that situation and work out not allowing it to bring you down consciously. That's the mission. That's the mission, to be able to navigate all of the challenges of this world that it may bring you and still be able to walk over it like Christ walked on water. Still be able to allow yourself to be sacrificed for the good of mankind. I'm not saying go allow people to nail you to a stake or anything like that. What I'm saying is, spiritually, even though these people, you might feel from a fleshly level that they deserve condemnation, you cannot condemn. Because once you don't allow yourself to pass judgment on them for their wrongdoing, and you look at it as simply as, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. And honestly, so people are so indoctrinated into the opposer mindset, into the devil mindset, that what they do, although it may be wrong to some and most people, they really don't see it as wrong. They really can't see it because their mind is so clouded in that vibration that in that world they feel justified. You just so happen to be a casualty of their ignorance to their true divinity. All right, peace, everyone. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to everyone. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing excellent. Everything, family's doing great. A lot of things going on this month. Still trying to maintain. Let me turn this down. Turn this down to my monitor to make sure everything's working right here. See quite a few people on, some regulars. Lake and Apple say, peace to the gods, much light to all. ND Circle Ministry says, peace, my brother. DJ B Thunder says, peace, everyone. And he also says, peace, love, prosperity, and wealth to everyone. And I second that with peace, prosperity, extreme wealth to all. Today's topic is don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. You might get slowed down. You might get, you feel like you want to take a day off, take a break, but don't quit. Do not quit. I mean, it's September the 8th. It's going to be January 1 before you know it. We'll be doing a prosperity ritual again, December the 31st. But don't quit. It's not the time to quit. I know sometimes you feel like it's not working. And that brings to mind someone who has been doing my student loan process for years, and they said to me this week, it's not working. I said, well, what you think? I'm gonna try a new method. I'm gonna create something else, something different. This is not working. So I asked a couple of questions. I said, are they reporting you late? No. Are you in default? No. I said, then what's not working? See, they wanted off the credit report like mine and other people stuff. That's what they want. They want, that gratification to see it not on there. Like that. Now here's the thing. They did my method before and they got rid of one already. They went a set. But this one set that is stubborn. So they want to quit the method that has been working for years. I've been using this method since 2015. And actually created a new letter back in 2020. 21? No, 21, 22. A new letter, basically saying the same thing, but a little shorter, one pager. But because I've been fighting them for 3 years and they're not, I said, wait a minute. So you haven't paid these people in 3 years. They're not reporting you late, but it's not working. So they're ready to quit and abandon that method and try something new. Now, just for the record, whenever you start a new process, that means you start a new argument and it starts to clock over. I didn't tell them that because some people you just gotta let them bump their own head and let them go. Because at some point people think they know more than you. And here's the thing. It wasn't insulting, but it could have been if I was that type of person, take stuff person. They wanted to go talk to an individual who I taught how to fix stuff. Where they got the information from me. But, they searching, they scouring the internet, going to other people that think they know better. I'm going to go to her and ask her and see what she's doing because she's been studying stuff. And I heard them say that. And I was like, okay, go. There's someone who's, I know personally, their credit is all jacked up. And so if they haven't completely helped themselves, how they going to help you? My credit's not jacked up. My student loans are gone. And some of my students' loans are gone. So this is why I say don't quit. This is why this thing is don't quit. Because Whatever you do is working. It is working. Because if you're not having to pay the student loans and they're not bothering you about it, they're not trying to get the money, they just kind of not responding to letters, which is, what they do sometimes. They keep sending the promissory. You know how many times they sent me that package of promissory notes? I had a stack this high, like that high. And I just kept throwing them in the corner. And kept sending the same letter over and over and over again. See, because once you stay your course, eventually you're gonna get a response. You're gonna get it done. Then eventually they got rid of it. Now, the methods that I use, some people get quick responses, some people don't get quick responses. But here's what I noticed. This is what I noticed. This is why I'm gonna be reading from this book again. This is what I noticed. See, when that person said it's not working, she's right. It's not working for you. See, because what you say, what you decree is your result. See, in this person's mind, they're doubting all along. So they're going to get the results because it didn't work fast enough. Oh, this one. And they're always looking for it to not work. And then when it's not working, see, I told you so. You see? So that person can't even get a consultation from me anymore. But go over there. Go get it. Go see how it works. It may work. I don't know. I can only testify to what I do. This is why I'm talking about don't quitting. Because the methods that God set forth are old, ancient techniques. There's nothing new about it. Nothing I'm saying to you is brand new. Many of people who have come before me and said the same things. So what God set a foundation of how things are supposed to work. What you reap, you reap what you sow. That's an ancient law. It is a law. It says God is not to be mocked. You will reap what you sow. But see, we don't really examine that closely. We don't really look at that closely. Say, what does that really mean? You are reaping the thoughts of yesterday. You are reaping the thought of yesterday. The last second. You're reaping that thought. So if I go into a method and I'm gonna jump from this, try this, maybe this work. This is a person that's lost in their own mind. And you can't recover that. You can't redeem that for them. They have to redeem themselves. They have to figure it out. I know why it's not working, because that person is full of doubt. And when I see people doubting me, I'm like Christ. Hey, I shake the dust off my feet and move on to the people that don't doubt. Because here's the one thing I know is people that don't doubt, they get what they want. And it ain't so much that it's my method that works. I've seen people do junk, put stuff in, and they had so much faith in it, and it worked. Do y'all realize that? That you can get rid of your debt literally with a thought. And something will show up for you to. You see what I'm saying? You can get, your mind is powerful. It all starts there. Don't give up on your mind, or don't allow your mind to make you give up. Allow your mind to trick you into thinking something is not going to work. When you had the enthusiasm and the confidence in the beginning, then all of a sudden you allow people to say, oh. See, this is how people are. This is how they use you. They come to you, they get excited about what you're saying, And then when they not getting the result, oh, it's not working, and then they start complaining. And nothing, no blessings, no good results come from complaining. All you're gonna keep manifesting is that complaint. That's it. The truth of that complaint. That's it. That's all you're gonna get. So be careful. What you doing to make your business successful may not look like you getting them. Maybe it's, if you got a YouTube channel and you're trying to grow it, it may look, I only got 7, 8, 9 subscribers. I only got, so what? Let me put you on some game. All you YouTubers, go to YouTube and look at all of the videos on YouTube University. That's going to tell YouTube that you took those classes. It's going to it's going to change your algorithm and make your videos more available because you took the time to study YouTube University. Now I learned that. I was watching a little clip. Charleston White, he said that. He broke that down. I said, dang, that's some good info. I don't agree with everything he says, but you can learn. Listen, you can learn from anybody. You can learn. No matter who they are, you can learn. If you go into a situation being a student or looking to learn something from someone, instead of mocking or being turned off by the things they say, and go into the situation, no matter who it is, hey, I'm going to learn something from this encounter. First of all, it'll relieve the burden of that encounter, meaning sometimes we don't listen to people because we may not like them. How they dress, how they talk, how they carry themselves. And we shut them out just for these external things and not really listen to what they have to say. Do y'all realize your biggest successes, your biggest gems come from people that you are resisting listening to? That's where your best information is. I don't like he cussed too much. He's this way and this that. Do y'all y'all don't get that? Some people don't get that. They want to listen to the person. Hey, talk all sweet. Hey, how you doing? And feed into their sensitivities. And really, these people are not really giving you full truth because the truth really will stir you up inside. And if what somebody say ain't stirring you up and you getting like, oh, wait a minute, you getting a reaction from it, like, wait a minute, you don't resist it at first, then that may not be the right message. Because truth always comes in as the truth. And when it's truth and you got some mistruths in you, it's gonna stir you up. That's why Christ said, I ain't come here to cause peace. I come to to stir it up, cause division. Why? Because on one side there's truth and one side there's not truth. And that's what happens. We don't like hearing the truth because the truth requires action. Just look at the situation where you're feeling like you might want to quit. Why? Why do you want to quit? Because you're running from a truth. You're running from a reality that I need to do something. I may be being lazy. I'm allowing external distractions like watching television and all these other things that have nothing to do with the purpose that you was here to do get in the way. Do y'all realize you were born to be successful? You were born to be successful, yet you were programmed to fail. So if you were programmed to fail, you can change the programming. If your default position, if your default existence is success and having dominion over all things, then that means that program can be destroyed and put you back into your original position. Someone with success. Hang on. Oh.
Thought somebody was texting me. So see, that's what we have. That's the mindset we have to have, that we are programmed to fail. Not that we are, I am failure. No, you're not failure. Nobody's failure. Everybody is power, divinity, and are here to have dominion over all things and have prosperity, extreme peace, extreme wealth, whatever you call that. That's what you're here for. You're not here to live in a depressed mindset. That's not what the purpose God put you here for. That is a man-made generated purpose. When you feeling like you're not good enough. That's and the sad part about it, our religious structures have programmed us with that. That's the root cause of why we're here. Because we've been programmed to go listen to these preachers and these pastors in church tell us that we can't measure up to God, and you a sinner, you ain't nothing but a sinner, you're a filthy rag in his presence. God didn't say that. Oh, well, it's in the Bible somewhere. I know it's a listen, just because one of them apostles wrote it don't mean it make it 100% true. And most of them apostles wrote way after the fact. They weren't even around. So I think John wasn't even around when Christ was walking the planet. Okay. See, and also, let me help you understand this. These Bibles have copyrights on them. So that means, and they are revised. Who gave them the spiritual direction to revise the Bible? And why? And they keep revising them. That's a man thing. Man can't make up his mind. So he got to revise something. No, we got to change it for this time. This is where we need to make these changes. God told him that. I mean, if God is consistent and all knowing, why is everything got to be changed? Why I got to have thousands of versions of Bibles and thousands of revisions? So you don't know what the true interpretation of that is. That's why. Let me read my book. It said, men pray to God that does not exist, and that's the truth. Men pray to God that don't exist. You think you're praying to God and you're not. Because if you pray to a God out there, out of somewhere else, then you praying to a other God. You're not praying to the true God, the one that lives inside of you, the one that you need to activate through going into the secret place. Let me read it. For instance, to be conscious of being poor and to pray to God for riches is to be rewarded with that which you are conscious of being, which is poverty. Prayers to be successful must be claiming rather than begging. So if you would pray for riches, turn from your picture of poverty by denying the very evidence of your senses and assume the nature of being wealthy. And this applies not just wealth, but then it says, we are told, this is the point I want to get to. When you pray, go within secret and shut the door. And that which your father sees in secret, with that will he reward you openly. What is this going to the secret place? The secret consciousness of your mind, and what is actually in there, the picture you hold in there is what you will be rewarded with. So you could talk about, I want success, I want my business to be successful, I'm wealthy, but if deep in your consciousness, you only think about how much you don't have, that's all you're going to get. I don't care what your mouth is saying. They must line up. Everything's activated by the energy and the thoughts of your mind. The problem is we have a vision of what we want things to be, and what we see doesn't match. This is the problem with this person I'm talking about with the student loans. They want the student loans to go away, but in their mind, they're doubting that it's going to get done. And guess what? They're going to keep getting that doubt solidified, verified, and confirmed as long as they have it stuck in their head that it don't work. That's why they get, oh, it's not working. Basically saying, well, my process is old. Okay. Okay, think it's old or not. I said, well, what new thing can you try? Well, things change. I said, okay, what changed? That law didn't change. That law has not changed. They haven't updated the law. That law been the same. So what would you change? What new thing you could try based on a law that hasn't changed? So that's why that hasn't changed. See, when I updated the passport process, because they changed the application, right? So I changed with the application. But if a law has not changed and what I worked based on that law, then why should anything change? See, that's double-mindedness. See, and this is where we have to divorce ourselves from individuals who walk around with a doubtful mindset, because that's infectious. Because see, what if I was weak enough to, maybe you're right, and I start second guessing myself, and no, I ain't second guessing nothing. I've seen how, I mean, right now, just by estimate in my head, I have probably seen over $1 million in student loans just go bye-bye. Just estimate. I think I'm a little bit off, and I mean, I'm under the number. So that's why we don't quit. And we reevaluate our thinking first. Why is it that I want to quit? What real reason am I trying to quit? What am I saying in that secret place where I got the door shut? What am I saying? It says go into shut the door. And shut the door. Shut the door to all other possibilities but the possibility that you want. You have there's no other option. There's no other possibility but that thing that which you envisioned it to be. And you must see it as if it already is. I'm so thankful that I see this in my life all the time. The moment I get out of that negative mindset, the doubtful mindset, and I just see things as I want them to be exactly right now in this moment, it shows up. But know what else happens too? As soon as I get into the negative mindset, that show up too. So it's a matter of choosing what I want to hold on to. That I control what I think about. Nobody else but me. Not the TV trying to, that TV and all these other radio programs, and they're always trying to move your mind and shift it around to the point of view that they want you to have. And you have to be very careful. Even in your company with your friends, they will say things very subtly. And if you're not sharp enough, you will, next thing you know, be running down the path of their thinking. And you're not really on the path that God puts you on your path, your original path. Do you realize we all have our own unique perspective on life? So no one sees life exactly the same. We might have it's similar, but not quite. Quasi, but not the same. Not exactly the same. And that's what makes life so good. So everybody has their own perspective. And and yes, if this is a positive outlook, you could take pieces of ideas from people to help you along your way. Just pieces, not everything. Just little pieces. Oh, I could use that. I've seen things. Oh man, that's a good thing. I could add that to what I'm doing. And that's where when you have good connections, that's what it'll do. But you got to be careful of these bad connections. And the majority of connections are not good. We have identified the Father to be the awareness of being. We have also identified the door to be the awareness of being. So shutting the door is shutting out that which I am now aware of being and claiming myself to be that which I desire to be. The very moment my claim is established to the point of conviction, that moment I begin to draw into myself the evidence of my claim. Do not question the how of things appearing, for no man knows that way. That is, no manifestation knows how the things desired will appear. See, you don't know how it's going to appear, but it's going to appear. Just always see yourself as you want that bank account full. See your bank account full, and you got to be consistent. Got to be consistent, full, overflowing. Say that every day. Say that my business is booming. Never, oh, things are bad right now. No. You got to speak to what it needs to be, not what the physical is showing up. Consciousness is the way or door through which things appear, he said. I am the way, not I, John Smith, am the way, but I am. The awareness of being is the way through which the things shall come. The signs always follow, they never precede. Things have no reality other than in consciousness. Therefore, get the consciousness first, and the thing is compelled to appear. So, get it in your mind how you want it to appear. That's what I mean by don't quit. Do not quit seeing that image of how you want things to be. Don't quit it. Don't default. Don't move. Stay there. See, sometimes things are not happening as fast because our consciousness is not where it needs to be. You see what I'm saying? It's that simple. I know some people, to the intellect, this sounds like mumbo jumbo, hogwash. It ain't real because in the intellectual mind, only thing that's real is what they see in front of them. You see? Once you rely on your consciousness and trust it, and you program it to think and see all of the things that you want to happen, then you know when you see something that it's your doing. And because you know that, and that's liberation, because once you know it's your doing, you can control the outcome by changing the movie in your mind, changing the ideas. I always like repeating this phrase because I think it's one of the best phrases I've ever heard. You will never, ever, ever, ever get any further than the ideas in your mind. That is a very profound statement because if I can never get farther, then that means I need to expand my ideas. I need to make them bigger, greater. That means we could go down this rabbit hole really deep. Like, where did I get the concept of death? Where did I get this concept that I grow old and die? Because I see people growing old and they're dying. But why are they growing old? Because someone gave them the idea that they do get old and they will die. And we have locked that image in our mind at a very early age, and it's been programmed us to believe that. And then we got programmed by the Bible too, because it said God should cut short the day. Well, God cut my days short, so I'm gonna die. May live to 100. Who knows? Nobody's living to 100. And then when you start thinking, well, the Bible was revised. Maybe that's not what it really said. Why would they say that? The guys who control and copyright the Bible, maybe they put that in there because they want to have some form of control over my life. I'm not saying what I'm saying is fact, but when you start really digging deep on where your thoughts originate from and how you believe things, these are questions that are going to pop up. I'm not answering them for you. I'm just throwing it out there. the concept of dying comes from a programmed belief. Someone told us. Because Adam and Eve did something and all of this, this is what's happening to us because we got punished for the deeds of our first parents, right? And I know these questions, some of you religious folks, man, he's questioning God. He's questioning this and he's questioning that. No, I'm questioning the copyrighted version of the Bible I'm reading. That's what I'm questioning. That's not God. Let's get it straight. Because when I go into it, it says this company owns copyright of this version of the Bible. Because none of us went and watched or even was able to translate the manuscripts that turned it into the Bible. Yes, I use the Bible all the time, but I also recognize the source of it. This Bible was not handed to me directly from God. It came by way of I bought it from Amazon. I went to a bookstore and got it. So a man processed, published it, printed the pages, and that's how I got the Bible. When we really strip it down to its rawest form, that's where I got it from. It passed from a factory, a publishing company, to me. It passed through someone else's consciousness before it got to me. Wow. When you really recognize that. Then where can I get original information from, Akeem? You telling me the Bible passed through the man. Where can I get it? The one place you have a hard time looking within yourself. Because only way you got here, ain't no man manufacture you. You came through the divine mythology of how God made it possible for you to get here. God, no man formed you. No man wrote pages. You came through the process in the divine portal of your mother and father. You came through that divine portal of your mom. So where is source? Within you. That's the source. That's the true source and only source of all truth. Start there. That's why it says go into the secret place. Go in within yourself. And I know some of y'all have a hard time trusting yourself because you've done so much crazy stuff. You're like, how can I be able to get the truth out of you? I know I've been lying, scheming, and playing games. But that's the outer you. That's the lower you. That's not the true you. That's the you that was created for some survival technique to survive this world because the world's so corrupt, you just kind of bought into these things. That's not the truth of you. That's the false you. Because we were born as truthful beings. We are nothing but truth. But we were programmed to become liars. We were programmed to be thieves. We were programmed to be cheaters. We programmed ourselves to accept these dysfunctional existence. Those are not normal. That's not your normal existence. It's abnormal. The normal existence is the true divine light of God. That's it. Nothing else. Divinity, pure divinity. Just because you do all of those things I have done them doesn't make you any less than a true divine child of God. It doesn't. I know the church will try to, you got to get this and get yourself together. They'll try to beat you over the head with everything you did in your life. That's what the church would do. But that's not what Christ do. And that was a perfect example of it when a woman, they're trying to stone her. And he was like, he without sin, do your thing. If you better and you ain't never had no sin, you ain't never done nothing wrong, throw that first rock. Go ahead. Throw that stone. Isn't that a cruel way? Man has come up with a cruel way to punish you. He's going to stone you to death. See that ain't God? How man just creates all kinds of craziness to call fixing its problems when they don't ever go to the source of the problem. How do you see yourself in relation to your existence and your connection with God? That's where it needs to be fixed. Right there. Seeing yourself as the divine light of God is what corrects the problem. Having a true love of that idea, that this is who I am, corrects all the other dysfunctions. So, let me see. You got anything else? In the beginning was the Word. Now, this very second in the beginning spoke of, it is the beginning of the urge and desire. The word is the desire swimming around in your consciousness seeking embodiment. The urge of itself has no reality, for I am, or the awareness of being, is the only reality. Things live only as long as I am aware of being them. So to realize one's desire, the second line of the first verse of John must be applied. That is, and the word was with God. The word or desire must be fixed or united with consciousness to give it reality. The awareness becomes aware of being the thing desired, thereby nailing itself upon the form or conception and giving life unto its conception or resurrecting that which was heretofore a dead or unfulfilled desire. Two shall agree as touching anything, and it shall be established on earth. This agreement is never made between two persons. It is between the awareness and the thing desired. See, we said two shall touch and agree. No, that's all within you. You are now conscious of being, so you are actually saying to yourself without using words, I am. Now, if it is a state of health that you are desirous of attaining, before you have any evidence of health in your world, you begin to feel yourself to be healthy. And the very second the feeling I am healthy is attained, the two have agreed. Can't be double. You can't be saying one thing and thinking another. They have to be in alignment. You have to stay there. You can't look at my bank account is low. You can't look over there. You got to only look at what's in your mind as the truth. Because once you look at that bank account and look at, man, that thing is in the negative, and say that's the truth, it's going to stay there. No, the truth is what you say in your mind, and hold that. You choose the truth for yourself. No one else. Stop looking at the thing that you don't want and look at the thing that you do want. And when I mean look, I mean consciously look at it and stay there. Stay there. If you got to close your eyes and just, no, Akeem, you talking about fantasy. Yeah, I am. But that fantasy is going to come to a reality. So many things we participate in and have use of that was a fantasy, and we're using them. Cars, planes, flying a big old machine in the sky, helicopters, being able to take a submarine underwater. And all those were fantasies at one time. Every last one of those things. There was a first time for it. To be able to, like right now, I'm talking to you and I'm watching myself over here. I'm transmitting a signal through the internet and you guys all watch me. That was a fantasy. So why can't your desires come true? Whatever that is. Why can't you do it? Simple. You don't believe in yourself. You ready to quit because it's taking too long. And you don't realize the reason why it's taking too long is because you have not aligned yourself and dedicated and really believe in your idea or trust that it will come through. It's like I talked about the student loan person. He's like, go ahead. Maybe it'll work if you try something different. Maybe they'll form a faith and it'll work. You lost faith in that method, so find a new method. But I already know. If you don't adjust how you have faith in things, that faith That kind of faith will go into something else and then they'll get the same results. You see? And the other thing, and we have to make an investment in our success too. We want things to happen, but we don't want to spend the money to get it to happen. We don't want to donate. We don't want to do things. We want to play like you're interested in someone's well-being when you're really looking to get a free consultation. people think they be slick. Like, I don't see through that, that kind of behavior. I just don't address it because I don't have time to. Invest in your success. And that doesn't always mean money. Invest. That's why I learned that you really got to be careful who you give things to. Because the people you just give things to sometimes be the very people that become your enemy and try to compete with you. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. Yeah. All right, let's see what they're saying out here. Let's see. Let's go back. I want to try to go. Okay. In La Vida says, peace to all. Indie Circle Ministry. We got to get together sometime this week, my brother. The process is working. Just keep sending it. The letter, like you said. That's it. All you got to spend is a couple of dollars to send a letter every day, and you get mad and you ain't got to pay the bill. That's ungrateful. That's ungrateful and unthankful. So people that's ungrateful and thankful don't usually get success. They get more misery. You see, that's what happens. It's ungrateful. Because when I pointed out, I said, well, have you been had to pay the bill? I says, as long as you dispute it, they really can't legally collect that, right? Because it's in dispute. And they're not really addressing your letter. They just sending you promissory notes. They're not really saying anything. That's your answer right there. And I said, well, take them to court. I don't want to go to court. See what I'm saying? They don't want success. They don't want to do the thing that's necessary. You know what I mean? If you done built up a history of sending them, you done sent certified letters, you got proof of all the mess, they're ignoring it. You take them to court. You never hit the court. You will never hit the court because they're gonna settle. I've helped people with that. Every time they took one of them jokers to court, they settled out and end up paying the person they was trying to collect from. But no, I really don't want to do it. Then you don't want success. Get off my damn phone. If I'm telling you the next step, go take him to court. You don't want to see. That's a person that, well, I gotta. They looking at all of this. These are things that's actually was said in this conversation. Oh man, I gotta send out the letters every month. Shut up. How much does that letter cost to send out? The same letter, you ain't got to type it up again and put it in the mail. Then you're lazy. And that's why you're not successful. This is what I'm talking about. Quitting doesn't mean that you stop doing. Quitting means that you mechanically doing something, but you really don't have faith in it. You just quit. Man. I'm more and more I think about it because when I was in the conversation, I wasn't really like going in on it, because at that point the Spirit said, "This is a waste of your time, so don't try to preach here. So let it go. Get off the phone. Go do something else that's more productive." So that's what I did. But now that I'm trying to preach this thing to you guys, and let y'all hear. Oh, then you don't want success. You don't want to get rid of student loans. You want to keep fighting. That's really what your spirit is making you do, because you fighting everything that may be successful. Fake promissory no LOI. I stopped keeping them and and they still sending them. Yeah, that's all they gonna do. I learned what not to do from my uncles. I never wanted to end up like them, so I did the opposite. I learned so much from them indirectly. Good. JD, super solid facts. Ronnie Davis says 100%. Appreciate that, brother. Earl Nightingale, think and grow rich. The worst enemy, your thoughts. Yes, 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 absolutely. I always ask myself, what would I be doing if I had $1 million right now and my mind is instantly fixed on my goals and what need to attain it? Now, when you ask yourself, what would I do if I had it? That if is meaning you don't have it. So you have to see yourself out. I got $1 million and what I'm doing with it. You working out the $1 million as if you had it. That's the trick. Theoretically, God, the wood chips and cotton particles they use to make the paper of the Bible has more light and truth than the Bible itself, because the truth can be found in anything that man did not make. Great. All right, it's 10:56. I done preached, I done ranted on some things. Sometimes I rant because some of those things be just making no sense. When you start hearing how people talk and defeat their own success, possible success, there's no excuses not to succeed because you were born to succeed. There's no excuse. You already are a success. You are already a superstar. You are already unique, different. You're not made the same as anybody else. You have a different power. Stop looking at everybody else like they special and you not. That's the problem. That's what religion has taught us. Look at all this stuff. Look at Jesus. He's special. Yes, he is special, but so are you. He said it himself. He told his disciples they were going to do better than him. So, what do you mean? I'm not saying anything. I'm not making that up like I just came up with that. No, he said it. You will do greater things than I. Period. Don't be amazed because you better. You're going to be better. I just came here just to be a little example. You're going to be the big example. You're going to make it better. So what y'all worried about? Just know that you are better. You are the one. Everybody is the one. You're the one. You're the one that's going to break the general curses of poverty in your family. You're going to be the one to break that general case of failed marriages in your family. You're going to be the ones that's going to break the curse of having these children out of wedlock and all of this stuff and not without two parents. You're going to be the one. You're the superstar. Why? Because you choose to be. It's that simple. That's simple, but yet complicated. That straight and narrow road. You know what the straight and narrow road represents? Simplicity. That's why everybody is so hard to stay on it. They want the complicated. They want life to be hard. So they do things and then they come back to the simplicity and this is where I needed to be all along. It's so hard to do the simple thing. And that is to know your power. That I am the source of all my good and all my bad. That's it. Nothing else. I'm choosing my pain and I'm choosing my sorrow. And I'm choosing my happiness. My peace. I'm choosing. No matter what's going on, you choose peace when there is a storm. Right? Isn't that the example? When that storm was going on, he was laying down asleep and he's just resting like, oh, so what? You see, at that moment, Christ chose peace in the storm. They chose to look at the storm and be afraid. Some of y'all got some real storms going on around you. Now you got to choose how you're going to deal with that storm. You're going to choose peace and just leave that storm. Ain't got no business. Ain't going to do nothing to me. He didn't do nothing. He just laid down and knew. Then he spoke to it. Peace. And it was peace. Everything calmed down. He was just waiting for see, sometimes God won't step in because you know you got the power to fix it yourself. He already gave you the power. That's why it's taking so long to fix, because he already gave you the power. Why he got to come in and take his stuff for you all the time when he already gave you the dominion? Huh? Why? God, come fix it. That's the church's program. You do that, right? Pray and ask God to do it. Why? God don't have to do it. He already gave you the power to do it. Now, once you know you have the power to do it, then he comes in and assists you with that power to give you that little extra edge to push forward, that little strength, that extra strength where you right there at the line to get your reward and you ready to quit. No. Oh, you ain't quitting now. Let me inject you with some energy. Let me give you the power. Let me download a thought into you to keep you moving. Great message. Believe in yourself and what you are doing. Our word within us is our way in light and truth. Absolutely. All right. 11:02. This is it. Don't quit. Now, whatever you decide to do after this is going to change it. It's going to change your day. It's going to change tomorrow. It's going to change the next week. And I really appreciate if I got 18 people that I can see on. Can we get more likes? I like to even them out to how many people is on. If y'all like what I'm saying, just hit the like button. Thank you. Got 20 people on there. I went up. As I was speaking that. Those of you who got in late, you're gonna have to watch the beginning, is because you might need this. Thank you for this message today. Sometimes it's hard to comprehend beyond the cage we've been in for years, but I have the faith that it's possible. Thank you again. And change that word possible. I don't like that. So I have the faith that it is done. Amen. It's done. See, possible means it ain't here yet. Done means it's already taken care of. Do y'all realize that everything is done in your favor already? What's blocking you is the lack of being thankful that it's done and seeing it done. The completion of those two things. And recognizing that sometimes that very thing you're looking for, that very answer, that very piece to the puzzle that you need is always lying in something very difficult, whether it's a situation or a person. Oh yeah, that person your truth, that very person that might be you feel like is doing you wrong, got your answer, but you so busy looking at their sin and how wrong they are, judging them, you can't see it. That's a whole nother lesson. That's a whole nother. Yeah, that's one I have to spend some time on to get people to recognize that. Because I realized that in order to speak these messages, I have to experience in order to give y'all full understanding of this thing. Yeah, I have to go through them. See, that's what Christ was showing you, right? He had to go through that persecution, that death, in order to be able to be the master, the greatest teacher that ever lived. You had to go through some things. And you want to be a teacher, you want to be a coach, you want to be a preacher, you want to be a pastor, you want to be a minister, temple, rabbi, and you ain't gonna go through nothing. Oh, you need that. That's what makes you a great teacher. That's what makes you powerful. You want that business to succeed and be this big thing, and you ain't gonna go through nothing. You're sadly mistaken if you believe that one. You will go through something. And what you're going through is the changes of your mind, trying to keep it in check on the vision in the outcome that you want. See, challenges is going to pop up all over. Wait a minute, just as you meet one hurdle, wait a minute, I just thought, nah, you on a journey, you moving. And this is why people quit. Because it's too much for man. Something's always going on. Hell yeah. You're trying to get to the top. And the closer you get to the top, the more you done expended a lot of energy. And now you're tired. Oh, I need a rest. No, you got to get to the top. Yeah, take a little break, get a little rest, and regroup. Go into the secret place, meaning go into the depths of your mind and relax and just say, it is done. See the vision of that top. Whatever the top might be increasing finance. The top might be making your relationship better with your wife, your children, whatever. Top might be just getting out of school. Maybe you're in college or something. I don't know. That might be the top. These journeys will work you mentally and physically. It challenge everything in you. But you have to be challenged in order to get it. And with that being said, y'all, peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Sometimes we want things to happen and we keep worrying, is it going to happen? It's going to happen. Do you know you're holding it back just by seeing in your mind that it's not there yet? So you're going to get more not there yet, meaning you must already be living the experience or feeling the experience of which you desire. You must have that. That must be already in you, ready. So when it does show up in the physical, you're just making a connection to what you already manifested in your thoughts. You see, the physical is lagged out, meaning it's got lag. Everything that you're experiencing, what you're doing right now, it comes from the ideas of your mind, and now you're experiencing those thoughts. You send forth these desires, these thoughts.